Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We are joined in the studio via Zoom by Dilshod Jumaniyazov, who holds a bachelor's in finance from the University of Tennessee and an MBA from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, along with being a CFA charter holder. Driven by his passion for ethical finance and technology, he has co-founded Musaffa, the leading platform for halal investment research. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, brother. How are you?
Alaikum assalam, brother. Alhamdulillah, enjoying Ramadan.
Alhamdulillah, that's good to hear, mashallah. Right, let's get down to business. What inspired you to, how did you manage to see a gap in the market for something like this amazing product, Musaffa?
Yeah, that started a while ago, but definitely from personal experience. When I got to United States about over 20 years ago, I got really interested in the stock market. And during financial crisis 2008 and 9, and I was investing in stocks. Every time I bought a stock, I wasn't sure if it's Shariah-compliant or not, is it halal or not. And then there was no source, actually. You couldn't just Google it. So that was a challenge for me. And when I started talking to my friends, and I saw so many people felt the same pain, and I said, well, somebody has to do it. If I'm feeling the pain, probably millions of Muslims out there are feeling the pain if they want to invest in line with their faith and still benefit from this growing global economy, right? By investing in the stock market. Let's say Apple, 10 years ago, it was 300 billion. Now it's over 3 trillion, right? So who's taking benefit of that? I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So that's how we started the company, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. I mean, you mentioned at one point that you couldn't Google these things, and that's because there was nobody talking about it. And when people started to introduce the concept of halal investment in, there was a lot of skepticism because people are thinking, is it really halal? Is it really, is it really what we want it to be? Is it really in accordance to the Sharia? So but I think things may have developed since then, and maybe you're trying to address that doubt there as well. But what are some of the misconceptions people have about halal investments that you are trying to eliminate?
Yes, actually, that's extremely important question because a lot of people, when they say halal investing, are skeptical in Islamic world. They're like, is it really? How do you know if it's Sharia compliant? You use kind of term interchangeably, but I would use the more Sharia compliant way. So what makes, for example, given as investments in a stock or ETF Sharia compliant, there are specific rules we follow. We follow AAOIFI methodology, which stands for Accounting and Auditing of Islamic Financial Institutions. They developed a framework over years. As you know, before, like Islamic finance, when you say Islamic finance, people think about, oh, Islamic banking. It's been there since 1980s, 70s, 80s. It's a development framework. But when it comes to capital market, it's something relatively newer. As you said, more things are being developed as we speak. Alhamdulillah, it's a relatively huge market, but there's a huge gap as well. So coming to your question, what makes a stock investment halal? For example, from Sharia compliant perspective, if you want to invest in let's say, technology company, right? And there is as long as the core of the operations benefiting society in Sharia compliant way, you can invest as long as, based on AOIFI methodology, for example, they say at least 95% of revenue has to be Sharia compliant. So that's an exceptionally important concept because in today's world, when it's tainted by riba, every single like investments, everything, so we have to stay out of it. One of the solutions that the scholars came up with, I would say, that purification process. So for example, let's say you invest in a company, technology company, that has 96% revenue coming from Sharia compliant revenue, but then they do have a lot of cash sitting in the bank accruing interest. So the question comes, can I invest in this company? Sharia from, again, AFA methodology says, yes, you can, as long as those interest income is automatically donated to charity. You cannot touch it. It's called purification process. The misconception, I say, a lot of people, even educated Muslims all around the world, including United States, they don't know much about this purification process. When they say Sharia compliant, they hear, oh, I just buy the stock, I keep everything, but they actually not being Sharia compliant in that, right? So the purification process is extremely important. It's a must. Otherwise, you cannot invest in stocks and ETFs. And Alhamdulillah, with Musaffa right now, we build a built-in calculator that automatically calculates all your investments and allocation amount, and you can do it. It's completely automatic. So we'll get to the platform in a minute. But the point is like halal investing is that there is a lot of interest, but at the same time, lack of education is a huge factor. That's why we built Musaffa Academy, and it's ranked last time I checked top 10 platforms in the world when it comes to Islamic finance
Wow.
education. Because people need to come and learn about actually investment, and a lot of people, Alhamdulillah, since we started the company about 4 years ago, we have over 508,000 people join the platform, over 500,000 people, over 1 million downloads. And the best part of
Wow.
it, it's coming from 200 plus countries. So we got 206 countries last time I checked. So
MashaAllah.
it means that we have more countries represented than the United Nations. So Alhamdulillah, what it shows you that Muslims are every
Yes.
single part of the globe and they're looking for a solution.
Yes.
And one of the most asked questions, like, again, I didn't know I could invest. I didn't know stock could be Sharia compliant. I think that Muslims are staying mostly out of the stock market and to their detriment because who's benefiting from all this gain, right?
Well,
I'd
what
like
I'd
to
like
give
to
one.
do to further illustrate your services, we'd like to have a quick look at your website. Maybe you can talk us through some of the pages, inshallah.
Yes.
Just tell us what we're seeing on screen there.
Yes. Of
Just talk
course,
us through
like
some of it.
yes. One of the things like we're just giving 50% off on subscription again during Ramadan as being Muslim company. But as you can see here, we have this homepage. It's beautiful designed. Like you can see the statistics. Actually, we hit 509,000 today. So the review is about on average over six, almost like closing to 7,000 people giving about 4.7, 4.8 ratings. Again, a lot of people are happy with the platform. So the best part of it is I would just click on Halal Stock Screener right there. And this is where you guys are located in UK. So
Yeah.
we are completely global. So we cover almost every single stock in the world from Sharia perspective. And the one really amazing thing about that, can you click on the halal stock screener right there next or next, like if you go down a little bit, right, go up a little bit more. Halal stock screener right there, yes. So now you can, if you click on that, you can screen stocks and not just for a Sharia compliant way, because uh, from investment perspective, you just want to say, okay, before I invest in this stock, is it Sharia compliant or not, right? So once it passed the screening, and then you have to do fundamental research, and we give that everything in the same platform. So we give like what traditional finance is giving. On top of that, we give Sharia compliance, and you can search literally. Imagine like United States, for example, if you want to invest, there's almost 6,000 companies we cover. You don't need to go through try to figure out which one is. You just go apply the filter and then book it makes super easy for you, right? And then
Wow.
you can just actually what we did was there is another strong point I want to point out. So what we did was, inshallah, Musaffa is launching its own trading platform very soon. And in the meantime, what we did was we did integrate over 1,500 financial institutions into Musaffa. Imagine you have an account in Robinhood, Charles Schwab, or 212. So what you can do, you can integrate into Musaffa. You can manage your portfolios for Sharia compliance in Musaffa while keeping the outside brokerages. So what numbers are strong? So we have almost 4,000 people linked their accounts, and then close to $100 million.
MashaAllah. Can you
That
give
shows
us,
that, yes.
we've got about
There,
a minute and a
yes.
half remaining of our little talk, but can you give us a success story of an investor or an individual who's used the app and it's really improved their financial situation?
Oh, yes. We hear that all the time, especially on our people leave a lot of feedback, and we reach out to our user base a lot. So one of the successful stories could be that, for example, like um, we actually, started like raising funds as any startup would, right? And interestingly, instead of going to venture capitalists, we went to our community, so our user base. We told them, why don't you guys invest in a company that actually is Sharia compliant, and also you get to support the company that's educating literally millions of Muslims worldwide. And interestingly, we're one of the few companies. We raised over $4.3 million right now, and it came about over 600 individual investors all around the world. and from over 50 different countries end up investing in Musaffa as well. Just the
Mashallah.
company support us. And one of the biggest one is like World Cup champion Nabil Fekir, from soccer player. He actually invested larger money, but on top of that, he said, you know what? I'll also become an ambassador. So he
Oh,
also became a Musaffa ambassador, and on Instagram everywhere he's promoting us. So coming to success stories, a lot of people
we
are
would love to
finding.
have him on the show next time, inshallah.
Inshallah, we have a very good relationship with the brother, and he has millions of followers online. So success stories, I'll give you one. Uh, for example, like people when they come in and they said so many people they were not investing at all. I mean, and then when they find about us, we have a Zoom call, we have a amazing customer support and customer happiness team. So when they reach out and they're like, "Oh, I didn't know I could invest." And a lot of people actually in the United States, for example, like a lot of people with the money, we have this pension fund thing like going on. It's like 401k. It's in US. I don't know, UK could be named differently. So these people are stuck with the traditional investments. So what they do is they actually looking for alternative solution, and they are actually investing in more Shariah-compliant stocks this way that we were not investing before. And there's so many different success stories. It's really hard to pinpoint one. But we do
Mashallah.
have people. We have reviews. People are specifically saying, "Oh, thank you so much. We didn't know I could actually invest." Some people, I have doubts I was getting out of the stock market, but I'm back in because now I know that there is a Sharia compliant way to do that.
Is there a
And our
minimum amount
platform,
you can invest in? Oh, sorry, brother. We're gonna have to call it to a close. Unfortunately, we run out of
sure.
time. Iftar is calling, inshallah.
Yeah, I
We
know
want to
it gets
thank
really
you once
interesting.
again for joining us. But please tell us about
Thank
the
you.
website address one more time, inshallah.
It's musaffa.com.
Musaffa.com.
Yeah.
And how do you spell Musaffa? How are you spelling that?
Oh, by the way, it's very important. Musaffa, Musaffa.
Inshallah.
And the word Musaffa means in a minute, it means purified from Arabic. It means like if there's a dirt, you remove it, you have pure left. That's like portion. Musaffa means basically all purified investments for Muslims.
Thank you so much, brother. Lovely speaking to you. Take care.
Thank
Assalamu
you.
alaikum wa
Likewise,
rahmatullah.
my pleasure. Thank you.